Amid soaring airfare, the central government has changed gears. Government has appointed a new Civil Aviation Secretary. Chanchal Kumar has been appointed as a new Secretary of Civil Aviation. This comes amid soaring airfares in the country. There has been a marginal cool-off, but domestic airfare still continues to be exorbitant. For example, if you fly today from Delhi to Bangalore, tickets in economy may cost you anywhere between 24,000 to 39,000 on a Vistara flight. Meanwhile, a flight from Delhi to Bangalore may cost you somewhere around rupees 18,000 to 20,000 on an Indigo flight. The government, on the other hand, has said that overall, average airfares on 10 domestic routes, including Delhi-Srinagar, are on the decline. On that note, I'm joined by editor Mirror Now, Nikunj Garg. Nikunj, good morning. As we continue our relentless coverage on the soaring airfares, what's coming to light is that the new aviation secretary has been appointed. Now, this is an unprecedented move. Please put in perspective for our viewers that how do we see this new change of guard in the backdrop of government's defense on the massive spike we have seen in domestic airfare?
Well, quite clearly, these are not normal times. And quite clearly, what we have seen as the government action of bringing in a new secretary in the form of the officer on special duty, OSD to Ministry of Civil Aviation 3 months in advance of the superannuation of the incumbent secretary is an unprecedented move. Now, how the observers would read it is surely that government is quite clearly concerned that its public imagery, that in the minds of the middle class Indians, who mostly are the consumers of 80 to 90% of the consumers of the Indian civil aviation are the India's ever enlarging middle class. So in the minds of the middle class, the government image is taking a beating. Now there are multiple reasons for it. You cannot just say nobody knows. Neutral observer will say that the fact that government removed those price cap post-COVID, and that is the only reason. Airlines have suffered turbulent times. Go Air has gone down. Even other airlines like SpiceJet have been having certain problems. So capacity expansion is an issue. Rather, capacity has shrunk over the last few months, if not years. And post-COVID, there is certainly, obviously, if not a travel boom, then the challenge of air travel returning to pre-COVID levels is certainly there. In terms of the management of the airports, government has indeed been able to do a lot, and the long queues that we were facing at Delhi, at Mumbai, and other airports have certainly vanished. However, at the critical aspect of air ticket price management, which particularly the last-minute price air ticketing prices, that is a critical aspect. And as Mirror Now has been relentlessly campaigning for last 1 week or so, that they have to be under any set of circumstances brought to the normal levels. The problem is that you cannot ever disassociate, in such a large country as India. Remember, we are not a small geography like the European Union, where the nations are small and you can probably do car travel or travel by other means like trains and probably make it in as much time as the flight. We are a large geography. Thousands of kilometers separate Himalayas from Tamil Nadu, and Andaman and Nicobar are further thousands of kilometers away, and such similar outposts are there in this country which are served only by air travel. Now, under such circumstances, if you have airfares mounting up to 50,000 rupees, 40,000 rupees one way, there's not even a return ticket we are talking, each person. And remember, in India, most of the flying is done cumulatively, as in, families travel. It is not just for the vacation, it's for the multiple occasions like weddings, like emergency, family emergencies, health crisis, health challenges, etc., etc. And with large migratory populations living in various centers, people living in, working in Chennai and their families in Lucknow, or people from Srinagar living and working in Lucknow or further down south, the challenge aggravates. And in such a scenario, these unrealistic fares are making life miserable for a very large section of the middle class, as we have seen during our relentless campaign on this issue for last 8 to 10 days. And we have had callers calling from all parts of the country, not one part, all parts of the country, expressing their dismay at the situation and expressing grave disappointment at the actions being taken by the government. Concerned with that, concerned with people's voices reaching it, government has clearly tried to do the bureaucratic reshuffle at the top. The secretaries to the ministries are the key drivers of any policy-related decisions. Ministers, of course, are the political head. However, it is the secretaries who look into the nuts and bolts of the administrative policy and matters. So, the new Secretary Civil Aviation being brought in 3 months in advance, unprecedented move, clearly shows government's concern, and clearly the government at this point in time is grappling with a challenge, wanting to bring the situation to a normal level. It may not be possible at this juncture for the government to bring the prices to very much in the affordable range of 10 to 15,000 rupees return ticket per sector. However, the endeavor of the government shall be, as I understand, to bring the peak prices to a level where they do not remain out of the reach of the common masses, particularly as far as emergency travel is concerned, and people are indeed able to avail those air tickets or prices in sectors that are crucial for them to travel.
Right, thank you, Nikunj, for being with us on the broadcast as we continue to hear the plight of the people, hear the plight of the common man on the soaring airfare.